This free video could save you years of wasted time and thousands of dollars trying to get into Airbnb the wrong way. Part of this live, guys, is that I want to share with you just a few things that are going to be very costly to you that I can help you eliminate. So let's say you're watching me right now, you're a busy professional, you're sitting behind Zoom calls all day long, you're sitting at a desk, right? And maybe you got a family, maybe you got a wife or husband out there working, right? Maybe you got your kids that are growing up and you're missing the growing up stage, the time. You guys understand how important your time is in your life? Most valuable asset ever. So I'm going to share with you in this video that I can help you get into Airbnb with some of the most critical things where a lot of people never get into real estate because they believe they have to Airbnb in their city. They have to have great credit. You guys thought about that one, right? Oh, if I don't have great credit, how am I going to get into properties? How am I going to get into real estate? No. What landlord is going to let me Airbnb the property without checking the credit? What about this one? I got to spend $15,000 on furniture. I don't have that right now. Okay, what about my first month of rent? What about my last month of rent to get into a property? What if I share with you on this video, none of that is needed? Because what I'm going to show you right now is a diagram of how I've helped 3,200 students over the last 6-7 years since COVID get into Airbnb without buying a property, without furnishing the property, without paying first month of rent to a landlord, without using any of their personal credit. Guys, I'm the #1 coach in corporate rental right now. What that means is I want you to think about there's two ways to get into Airbnb. Okay, very easy, simplified. There's the Airbnb way where we're going to buy a property. We are going to put that property on Airbnb. The other way, which I teach, is called Airbnb Arbitrage, which simply means we will rent a property from a landlord who will sign a document called a lease addendum. It says, listen, I'm in pain right now. I'm motivated to rent my property. I've been sitting on this property for 6, 7, 8 months vacant. I will let you take my home and I will let you list it on Airbnb, vrbo, booking.com, etc. Why do I prefer arbitrage over purchasing? Well, the first thing is a lot of people in America right now don't have the 20% down to buy. So if you think about a normal house being 250 grand, 300 grand, let's say 300 grand, you got to put down $60,000 for an investment property just to even get into it. That's not even talking about furnishing, and then you have no coach, no mentor, nobody helping you. Whereas, what if we took that same amount of money? I could teach you how to get into Airbnb without buying the property, and without putting your first month payment down to a landlord, and without furnishing, and without any credit, and without any bank, and without any experience. Would I have your attention? Over the last 10 years I've been in Airbnb, I will tell you, I felt thousands of people understand how this process works. And I can tell you without a shadow of a doubt, my students are on fire. They are very, very happy with the results. And in this video, what I'm gonna share with you right now is how do you get to the next level of life? Because 80% of your success is right between your ears. 80% of your life is right between your ears, and the fact that you know you can do something, when you believe it and dream it, you can achieve the world. But most people get stuck in their mind that, no, oh, I can't do it. Yes, you can. And so what is our first step? Here is the exact framework that I teach my highest paid students that you guys are getting to see as part of this video right now, and what I've taught them on how to get Airbnb property. So I'm gonna break this down into 4 simple steps so that you can locate your first property in hours. Not days, not months, not years, hours. First thing you're gonna do is you're gonna go to Google and you're gonna search the best cities to do Airbnb with the least amount of regulations in 2026 at the time of this video. You're gonna have a list of probably 20, 30 cities. Now, what I want you to start with is a different mindset than what traditional Airbnb most people think. Most people think, oh, I gotta live in a city. I got an Airbnb right where I live because I know that market really well. I should probably get right into my city. And that couldn't be further from the truth. Remember, we have 3,300 students. Most of them do not Airbnb where you live. They Airbnb where the occupancy is, where the revenue is, where the job growth is, where people are coming into, where there's hospitals, right? Remember these 4 H's when I tell you these later. Hills, hospitals, hotels, H2O, and military. These are what you want to be close to, okay? These are why people are coming in. And remember I talked about earlier about the 2 ways you get into Airbnb. One is you can buy and one is you can rent. But there's also 2 ways also that you can Airbnb when you have a property. And one is a vacation rental and one is a corporate rental. What I teach my students is corporate rental. What does that mean? So first we rent the property from a landlord who gives us permission to use it for Airbnb. Second part is, do I want people coming in partying, drinking, drug, trash in place, neighbors complaining, etc.? Or do I want people that are coming into the property to work? Travel nurses, doctors, patients, engineers, military. I want this. You can get higher per night. There are gonna be no complaints or very little if you get anything. You're not gonna have people parking all over the grass. People are there to work. And when people come into work, the hospitals are making the payments. So they're coming in and they're gonna treat the property like it's of their own. They're also not going in and out. It's not like a vacation rental where you're coming in for a day, leaving, partying, trash the place and leave. You're coming to work, so generally you're gonna stay longer, 2 to 3 weeks, 2 to 3 months at a time. That's who you want in the properties. That's called corporate rental Airbnb arbitrage. It's what I've been teaching for many, many years. Now let's go back to step one for a second, because you don't have to Airbnb where you live. I teach my students how to do this remotely. Let's say you got that list from Google and it said Jacksonville, Orlando, Miami, Tampa, and you're like, I would like to get a property in one of these markets. Well, what is our next step? Step number 2 is we go to Zillow. And in the top left corner, as you can see here, we put the city. The next filter over is how much rent in max rent. You want that to be less than $3,000. When you get to the third filter, it's gonna say bedrooms and bathrooms. What I like to do there is anything that's like a 2-bedroom, 3-bedroom, and 4-bedroom. Those typically work best at the time of this video. And then you're gonna slide over to the fourth. And when you're on Zillow here, you'll see a thing that says property type. What you're looking for there. Now, if you're watching me right now and you got a bunch of Airbnbs, I want you to go to apartments, because you got the credibility now. Now you've got credibility, you can get into apartments, it pitches completely different. But if you're watching me right now and you don't have any properties, I would highly recommend going with single family and townhomes. They are much easier to get someone like a Jack and Jill who owns the property outright, or maybe they have a mortgage on the property, whatever, to get them to sign what they call a lease addendum, than to someone who's like, apartment complex that's owned by BlackRock. So we want to start with single family or townhouses, and then once you get a couple properties, then you can shift over to apartment complexes later. And again, you could get multiple properties at one time in apartment deals. And that's where the whole game changes. The fifth and the most important filter is that you're targeting a landlord who is in pain. Remember, where there's pain, there's gain. And so if we really think about this, if we wanted to target a landlord who's been sitting on a rental property for a day, would they be more likely to let us Airbnb versus somebody who's been sitting for 6 months? If I offer you a steak and the steak has been sitting, let's say you just ate and I brought you a steak. Do you want the steak? It's too soon, I just ate. What if you didn't eat for the last 4 days? Are you desperate? Are you in pain? Yes, I offer you a steak. At that point, you take it. Same analogy. A landlord's been sitting bleeding financially, paying the mortgage, the taxes, the electric, the water, the sewer, and it's been sitting for 6 months, is very motivated to let you Airbnb their home versus someone who just posted a property yesterday and is looking for a traditional tenant. So what do we actually do on step number 5? And that is that filter. When you scroll down, you're gonna see where it says days on Zillow. And what I want you to do is click here, see where it says here? Click it on 6 months. Now we're targeting the right landlords. Our properties are under 3K a month. We're in a good city. We have our bedrooms and bathrooms set for 2, 3, and 4, and then we're targeting single family townhouses. That's it. Now what you're gonna do from here is you'll see the list of the properties on the right here. These are all the rental properties. These are all good, perfect properties for Airbnb, because now you're targeting the right landlords. The next step is you click on one of the photos. Now, before we reach out to any landlord, you gotta make sure that the property is profitable. Because if the property's not profitable, why are we gonna waste money? I don't wanna lose money for you guys. I don't want you to lose money. I don't want you to lose time, okay? So in order to check to see if the property is potentially profit per month versus losing money every month, here's what I want you to do. I want you to grab one of the photos from Zillow after you put the filter in, take the address, and bring it over to AirDNA. So you're just gonna copy and paste it from Zillow, put it into airdna.co, airdna.co. It's a free site, you guys can go set it up. Take the address, paste it there. It's going to bring up the bedrooms and bathrooms. I want you to make sure that the bedrooms and bathrooms match Zillow to what AirDNA says, okay? If not, it's gonna throw off the numbers. Then it's gonna give you 3 metrics you'll see here. Projected revenue, you'll also see occupancy right here, and then you'll see ADR. That's average daily rate. Occupancy is how many people they project per month will show up to the property, and your revenue is what other Airbnbers right there in the same vicinity of yours that have been on Airbnb for almost a year or maybe a year longer, what are they doing? These are like basically the Airbnb comps. And it says if this property right here that you're looking at is surrounded by 10 Airbnbs that are doing $70,000 a year, same bedrooms, bathrooms, then likely you will do the same. And that is the reason why we use AirDNA, okay? So what you're gonna do, and here's the filter. I told you this live was gonna be fire. You're gonna take the revenue that it gives you, you're gonna divide by 12 months, 12 months in a year. Now we broke it down to monthly. Now we're gonna take out the 2 deductions that are most important. You're gonna minus the rent from that number, and you're gonna minus about $350 for electric and water. So it should be projected revenue, divide by 12 months. From that number, minus rent. From that number, minus $350. That will give you your potential net profit after expenses. If that number is above $1,000, you generally have a good Airbnb profit. Now, I told you this live is about me teaching you things that my highest paid students get to see. And so I want you to save this video. I want you to share this video. I want you to like this video and then comment to me inside the comments. You know what everybody wants you to do. First of all, I appreciate all your follows, all your shares, and all your love, guys, okay? I've been doing this for almost a decade, or maybe a little longer than a decade. I've been teaching it for about 5 or 6 years straight now, since around COVID time. I just want you guys to win, okay? I don't want to be the only one winning. I got a massive team here, 27 employees. We are cranking out. We're helping a lot of people win, man. And I just want you to be part of our family, part of our team. And understand that I'm not saying go quit your job, okay? Because that's your cash flow coming in. But I want you to think about it in 2026 that no job is safe. AI is coming. Robots are coming. AI is most likely going to start taking over the robots, or which are going to be trained to be able to take out the human work. And so one thing that's kind of recession proof or AI proof, or if you will, Cyberman proof, is that people always need a place to stay. And so this industry of real estate, which is, by the way, real estate is responsible for the most millionaires ever created. It is an industry that is mostly indestructible, is that you get into something that can help you and your family. And I will tell you this without a shadow of a doubt. I've looked at tens of thousands of deals. I know which ones work. I know which ones suck. I know which ones, what zip codes are good. I know what markets are good. I know how to price it properly. I know how to bring in travel professionals versus vacationers. I know how to get the landlord to furnish the property. I know how the landlord to give us a free month of rent. And if any of this sounds interesting to you, just send me a message inside of the box down there below. And shoot me a message and say, hey, here's my number, I'm interested. Okay, so make sure you send me your phone number, tell me you're interested, and then I'll reach out and then we'll jump on a call, no strings attached, to see if it's a good fit for us to work together. I would love to help you and your family go to the next level and succeed in life. And so here's the breakdown of how to identify your first property in just hours, not days and years. Send me a message with your phone number. Let's hop on a quick call. God bless. Be safe. Bye.